when I was a kid, I never really thought much about getting old and what it would mean to me. Years have gone by, and you know, it starts to resonate a little bit more with you as you get older, how things are changing and you all of a sudden you need glasses to tie a rig or read anything. You find out you start losing your hair where you most want it and grow hair where you least need it. Even your old joints start paining you, and things start to creak a lot more. Yeah, I mean, they're the negatives, but I suppose there are many positives of getting old, or older. And that is, as you do get old, you are able to separate the wheat from the chaff. You can sort of sift through the myriad of tackle items on the market that promise you the world and deliver on none of it. And you know, you can fine-tune your gear over the years and maybe sort of save a little bit more money and buy the more premium quality products. Because at the end of the day, I was taught a long time ago with tackle that if you buy cheap, you buy twice. And I've accumulated my gear to date at the expense of my bank account, some of the best gear in the world for carp fishing. And it stands to me, and it still keeps delivering day in, day out whenever I'm fishing. I come from a background of rolling my own. For years I rolled my own because back in the day that's all you could do. There weren't sort of the myriad of baits in freezers and tackle shops that you can buy now. Doing that kind of bait rolling really does teach you a huge amount about bait, and it teaches you about quality of bait. I'm fishing up here in Northern Ireland on this water here. This is a 37-acre lake. It's home of the Irish record, and it's a challenging lake. We're fishing for possibly no more than about 10 or 15 fish in here. They were stocked in 2002, I think it is, from the Simo strain, but they've grown to over 30 pounds in here, and the Irish record, as I said, comes from this lake. And that's what we're kind of chasing. Another handicap for me is that the water is about an hour and 50 minutes, give or take, from my house. So just shy of 2 hours of a drive, 4 hours there and back. So it's not somewhere I can just drop in and do a bit of pre-baiting and, you know, priming of swims. So I need a bait that's going to work from the get-go, that the fish are going to switch onto and recognise as a really, really good food source. When I'm fishing, I always bring a little bit extra so that when I'm leaving, I prime a few spots just so that the fish know what the bait is. Picking a bait for this kind of water is a no-brainer. For me, it's got to be trigger. I'm on a big fish water. I need the fish to recognise a really good food source, and trigger stands head and shoulders above any bait I've ever used anywhere. And it is just an incredible big fish catcher. The quality of the bait is outstanding. It's the oceanic proteins in it, the fish meals, milk proteins. It's just a really all-rounded bait that just, it's such a winner. And the trigger powder as a stimulant in the bait is second to none. I've managed a couple of fish out of here. There's an A team, a B team and a C team. C team are the fish that got stocked this year in 2020 in March, and they're all sort of 8 to 10 pound in weight now. There's another stocking of fish that went in 2012, and those fish are sort of anywhere from low doubles up to low, very low 20s. But they're growing well and they're very, very pretty fish. I've managed to catch a couple of the B team. I've not managed to hit any of the A team yet, but as it's only been my first year on the water and most of that was shut down with COVID, it's the challenge is there, and I'm enjoying the challenge. And my tackle, I have 100% faith in. I know my rigs will catch me fish anywhere. My bait, I have 110% confidence in, because it's an absolute superb bait that fish anywhere will switch onto, and it will pick out the bigger fish. Just now got to have them in front of me. I suppose, isn't that the secret to fishing always? Location, location, location. One of the little tips I've been using, because there's a lot of silverfish in this water, I'm feeding with trigger, and I'm also supplementing the trigger with trigger ice and BFM, the 3 top quality baits that Nutrabaits do. I'm trying to give them a little bit of everything to keep them interested. But there's a lot of silverfish in here and a big enough head of bream. And the bream can come in and wipe you out quite quickly. So to get around that problem with the silverfish, possibly sitting on a hook bait and whittling it down all night, I'm using the trigger hard hookers, and I'm tipping them in snowman style with a Liver Supreme 12mm pop-up. The hard hooker is 16mm, so it's a perfect balance. It becomes nearly like a wafter. And a quick squirt of the bait soak spray, it just seems to give them a nice rounded edge. At the end of the day, it's all about unlocking the code. Having confidence in your gear, your bait is 90% there, then you just got to find the fish. Or they have to find you, either or. Carp fishing should always be a journey and not a destination anyway. But as I said, being a little bit older and a little bit wiser does have its advantages. You can certainly put yourself in a better position with that experience.